would ask that we bring up the recent agreement on the projector and that we review it. There's been a lot of confusion. I think we really need to go through this and decide what this board believes that this document means. Because there were some misstatements made about this document last night. And I think it impacts our consideration of future contracts that we are absolutely understanding of what is in this document that we just agreed to.
Well, what is the will of the board?
Well, Madam Chair, do I have to have a vote of the board to discuss a document?
It is the will of the board. The board determines what we discuss.
Well, Madam Chair, I don't feel I have to make a motion to discuss an agreement that we've entered into which has caused confusion in the public, and we have not discussed publicly. If you would like there to be a motion.
You can turn and ask them. Like, if you're asking a question, it's not of me. I'm one of five. I don't make the decisions for everyone. If you want to know what the board thinks, ask the board.
Madam Chair, I would like to discuss the agreement, and I would like to put it up on the board. If there's any objections, I guess the board could object now. Matt, do you have that prepped up?
I'd like to know if the board wants to discuss that at this time. That's their decision, what we discuss.
Madam Chair, we're under Manchester issues, correct?
Yes.
Is this not a Manchester issue?
David, what are the inaccuracies you're talking about?
Phil, I'm asking that we take the Manchester agreement, put it up on our projector here so that we can discuss it and the people in the audience can see what we're talking about. That's what I'd like to do. I didn't realize it was going to need an act of Congress to do it.
I don't determine what we talk about. It is the will of the board. Does the board want to discuss this? I'm asking, do you want to discuss this? Do you want this up on the screen to discuss it?
What were the inconsistencies?
I'd like to know what we're discussing. What, are we going to go through?
We are discussing the agreement that you all voted for. It's right here.
Is it currently in the public domain anywhere else, Tricia, that we know? Is that posted anywhere?
It's on the website.
On our
everybody.
website. It is on our website.
I think we just discussed it. I don't know. We really have to have it up on the board. Especially if there's just,
If you're asking for a clarification on something, ask.
I would like to turn on that projector, put that document up on that board. Please, can we have someone do that?
Could you discuss your points without putting it up on the board? Like,
Not as well as I can by putting it up on the board, Madam Chair. Do we have copies to hand out to everybody? So that they can see what we're talking about? It's their tax dollars. I mean,
David, we did at the meeting when Gordon actually handed out copies of it during the meeting when we voted on it.
yes, and your point is?
And the point is, it's on the website. It's there. It's been voted on. I don't understand what the point is.
I guess you don't, Phil. I guess you really don't. The point is, it's a public meeting. I'm a board member. I'd like to discuss a public document in front of the public. That's the point. And I didn't think I was going to have a problem getting this far.
yes, Mr. Liscombe.
Chair Caucus, I just have a question. David, can you maybe speak to the points you want to speak to? I mean, I think what the problem is, you know, there's an agreement here and it's multiple pages, and maybe everybody's concerned about getting bogged down in the minutiae. It's not very long, but maybe if you could just give the focus points of, what it is. I mean, there's a couple I have highlighted that
No,
citizens have talked to me about, but
Thank you, John, but, if I have to debate to put a public document on a projector at a public meeting, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think then we'll leave this to the public to maybe have some outcry about why we're again suppressing any discussion of any information here. I'm not gonna make a case about why we should put a public document up on a projector. My God, what kind of meeting are we having here? Why do we have a projector? We're in a media center. This is bizarre.
Well, the board,
I would go with John. If there's specific concerns, I'm fine with that. But I'm not gonna sit here and go through line by line. In that regard, David, we could give everybody our packet back when there were 700 emails and put that all on the board for the whole meeting. Again, there's a point where things get beyond where they should. I think John's idea is a good idea.
Yeah, here's a 2-page document with 12 points that this school board agreed to and committed to end the contract with Manchester. There's been misstatements made about it. We've never discussed it in public since we passed it. And I want to put it up on the board so that when I'm discussing it, members of the public can look at the board. And that's what we're saying no to. I just want to be clear. That's it?
I agree with John also, and I would be more than welcome to proceed with any of John's points that he'd like to make.
is there a problem with putting it up though on the projector? I mean, so the public can see it while we're talking about it?
no, if we know what we're talking about. Mr. Pearl asked, I asked what the will of the board was, which is what I frequently do, is ask the will of the board, and you're having a discussion. If there are certain points that you would like clarification on, and you know what those points, it appears that your fellow board members are fine with putting it up on the screen. They're just wondering what about it we're discussing this evening.
Yeah. I mean, as long as they can do that, I think it's great so the public can see what we're talking about. I think that's David's point is we could sit here and be discussing, they don't have the same document we have. They don't really get what it is we're talking about.
But what your fellow board members have asked is, what points are we going to be discussing that we may not all be prepared for? Evidently, you and Mr. Pearl are prepared for what you would like to discuss. That's what they're asking from you.
Okay, can I just answer? What difference does it make what point I want to discuss? If I say I want to discuss point 6, are we going to put it on the board? But if I say 7, we're not? What difference does it make? It's a public document. We all have it right here. I mean, I thought for the benefit of everybody, if you put it up there, that when we're saying number 6 says this, people could see what it said. That's all. There's nothing contrived about it.
David, all I'm saying is you're referring to misstatements, etc. Again, John looks like he highlighted a couple items, and that's fine. Again, if you have certain misstatements that were made last night or whatever by folks, that's fine. Toss it out there. If we can't figure it out, we'll get clarification from Gordon if we need to. But again, there's no need to go through the agreement line by line.
Phil, so we just ended a 20-year contract with Manchester, obligated ourselves to a figure that we can't calculate because this board voted against calculating it. And you're saying there's no reason to go through all 12 of those points with the public. I disagree. There is a reason.
What I'm saying is
because
based
we
on-
need to interpret what this says because there's language in here that can be read both ways. And that's why I wanted to put it up on the board.
And that's what I'm saying. Based on prior knowledge of how these meetings go, we're going to put this on the board, and we'll be here at 10 o'clock tonight discussing that agreement, over-hashing the same stuff over and over again. That's what concerns me.
That is what concerns me as well. I think if there's misstatements, let's just address them and let's move on.
Okay, I asked if this document be put up on the projector.
No. Madam Chair, will you move on now?
No. Then I will talk to him. So let's make a motion. I will make a motion that we display this document on the projector. Can I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, I think we should display this document because it's a public document and this is a public meeting and we have a projector right there. So that's my case.
There being no further discussion, I'll call this to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed,
Nay.
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 Okay, now I'll continue with the document.
All right, I know I'm out of order. I don't care.
You're out
Have
of
you
order.
ever been to a board meeting ever? Have you ever worked in a
Mr. Hyde,
business?
please control yourself or you will be removed
This-
from the meeting.
Feel free. I am so annoyed with you adults who apparently don't know how to act like adults. We pay you to be there, ladies and gentlemen. You can't put a public document on the board and discuss it when there's 12 lines that's going to determine the future of my kids and your kids and the taxpayers in this town, and you people can't sort out putting it on a projector? What in God's name is wrong with
Taking a
you?
5-minute recess.
Thank you, good. Maybe y'all can figure it out. This is nuts. Ah.
Exactly what it is.
They know damn well they're wrong. They just refuse to admit it. This is the most ridiculous damn thing I've ever seen. $7,000 a year I pay in taxes for this?
I'm getting a little concerned for my safety. Can you do something about that?
Ugh.
I don't know.
Children. Children.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit concerned for